Do you know how Lord Varaha was born? What was the purpose of this incarnation, and why did Lord Vishnu's gatekeepers, Jaya and Vijaya, end up becoming enemies of the Lord for 3 lifetimes? Why did Hiranyaksha hide Bhudevi in the depths of the Garbhodaka ocean? Let's learn about the amazing story of Lord Vishnu's 3rd incarnation, the Varaha Avatar, in which the Lord rescued Bhudevi from the Garbhodaka ocean. If you would like to support us in creating such divine stories, please like and subscribe right now and write in the comments. Hail Lord Varaha! Once upon a time in Vaikuntha, where there is neither night nor day, no fear of death nor any sense of sorrow. There, Lord Sri Hari Vishnu was resting with Goddess Lakshmi. All around, the fragrance of sandalwood filled the air, the brilliance of golden pavilions shone, and the sweet hymns of the gods echoed everywhere. At the gates of Vaikuntha, the Lord's 2 supreme devotees, Jaya and Vijaya, always stood alert. They were not just gatekeepers, but were themselves manifestations of the Lord's own radiance. At that very moment, Brahma's mind-born sons, Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, and Sanatkumara, who, though in the form of children, were filled with divine knowledge and steadfast in their spiritual vows. Desiring to have a vision of Lord Narayana, they arrived at Vaikuntha. Their faces radiated the brilliance of children, yet their wisdom was as profound as the sun. They went straight to the gate where Jaya and Vijaya were standing guard. Jaya and Vijaya stopped them and said, "O sages, the Lord is currently resting. Please wait for a while." The Sanat Kumara said, "We have come to have the darshan of Lord Hari, who is the very embodiment of Brahman. Will we be stopped even in Vaikuntha? Jaya and Vijaya smiled and said, "You appear like children, and with such innocence you wish to enter the divine realm of Vaikuntha. This place is no ordinary realm." As soon as these words were spoken, the Sanat Kumaras became angry. A fiery blaze of knowledge ignited in their eyes. They said, "Your ego has cast a veil over your devotion. Even as gatekeepers, you are obstructing the path of devotees. You will fall from Vaikuntha and be born in that world where passion, darkness, and ignorance reside." As these words of the curse left their lips, all of Vaikuntha fell silent for a moment. Jaya and Vijaya became terrified. With folded hands, they humbly said, "O great sage, please forgive us. Please forgive us. We committed an offense out of ignorance. There was no disrespect in our intentions, only a sense of duty." At that moment, all of Vaikuntha was filled with light. Lord Hari Vishnu himself appeared. His form was as radiant as 1,000 suns, yet as cool as the moon. Everyone together bowed to Lord Vishnu. Then Lord Vishnu spoke, "O Sanaka and others, O sages, your words are as true as Brahman itself, but these 2 are my supreme devotees. What they did was to protect my rest. Therefore, I wish that the curse placed upon them be made somewhat gentle." The sages said, "O Lord, your words have melted our hearts, but we cannot go back on our own words. These 2 will be born in the mortal world for 7 lifetimes." Then Lord Vishnu, with compassion, said, "O Jaya and Vijaya, I give you 2 options. Either take birth on earth as my devotees for 7 lifetimes, or become my enemies for 3 lifetimes and assist in the destruction of unrighteousness." Hearing this, Jaya and Vijaya immediately said, "Lord, grant us the option of 3 lifetimes, even if we must be born as your enemies, for we wish to return to your feet as soon as possible." Lord Vishnu smiled and said, "So be it, my partial incarnations Jaya and Vijaya. For 3 lifetimes, you will become my adversaries and help maintain the balance of righteousness and unrighteousness in this cosmic play. Whenever unrighteousness increases, I myself will incarnate to grant you liberation, and thus the first act of Vishnu's divine play began." Time passed by. At that time, Sage Kashyapa's ashram was located in the central part of the universe. Among his wives was Diti, who was extremely radiant, courageous, and full of determination. One day, it was evening. A golden glow spread across the sky. The air was filled with the fragrance of the sacred fire, and all the Aruchi gods were absorbed in worship. At that moment, Diti approached her husband, sage Kashyapa, and said, "O Lord, I desire a child who shines with brilliance, strength, and splendor like the gods, one whose valor will bring glory to our lineage." Sage Kashyapa closed his eyes and said in a calm voice, "O Diti, this is the time of evening. It is not appropriate to conceive a child right now. If this act is performed at this time, the offspring born from your womb will indeed possess extraordinary strength, but will be inclined toward unrighteousness." However, Diti's desire was extremely strong. She spoke humbly, "O sage, it is the wish of my heart to have a child as radiant as the gods. If this too is part of the divine plan, the idea is to have a child. If this is also a part of God's plan, then I accept it gladly." Mother Diti became pregnant from this union of Diti and Arsi Kashyap. After months, when the period of that divine womb was over, Diti gave birth to two wonderful sons, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. With time, both boys grew up. Their intellect was sharp, their strength unmatched, and their courage blazed like fire. They were raised under the guidance of the demon guru Shukracharya, where they learned scriptures, weaponry, strategy, and the art of warfare. Hiranyakashipu's nature was commanding and arrogant, while Hiranyaksha was warlike, fierce, and valiant. He too performed great penance and attained extraordinary strength and prowess in battle. Within him burned a fire-like pride and indomitable courage, eager to challenge all the worlds. Both brothers, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, had become rulers of the netherworld through their penance and strength, but their ambitions were not limited to the underworld alone. They wanted to establish their rule over the entire universe. The demon guru Shukracharya had given them counsel. "As long as Lord Vishnu exists, your empire cannot be permanent. Defeating Vishnu is the only path to immortality." These words became etched in Hiranyaksha's heart. He vowed, "I will take Vishnu to a place from where return is impossible. In the depths of the Garbhodaka ocean, I will defeat him there." Hiranyaksha forcibly bound Bhudevi with his magical powers. Bhudevi, whose duty was to create life throughout the universe, was now imprisoned in the depths of the ocean. As she sank, creation came to a halt, forests withered, rivers stopped flowing, and the balance of the cosmos was shaken. The gods and Brahma became worried because Bhudevi was the very foundation of creation. All the gods went together to Brahmaloka. There they approached Brahma, the creator of the Vedas. Together they reached Brahmaloka. There they found Brahma, the creator of the Vedas, absorbed in deep meditation. All the gods humbly said, "O Lord Brahma, O goddess, she is now in the womb of the waters. A demon named Hiranyaksha has imprisoned her deep within by his power. Please have mercy and find a way to free the goddess from this crisis." Brahma spoke in a grave tone, "O gods, Lord Vishnu himself will resolve this crisis. He alone can restore the balance of this creation." Saying this, Brahma closed his eyes and began to meditate on Lord Srihari. "O Vishnu, preserver of the universe, please have mercy, find a way and free Mother Earth from this watery womb." As soon as his prayer was completed, a wondrous sound echoed throughout the universe. That sound was so intense that the directions themselves trembled, and from Brahma's nostril emerged a tiny, subtle form of a boar.
I offer my humble salutations to the form of the divine boar. and I bow down before you. I offer my humble salutations to the Venerable Bodharaya. I offer my humble salutations to the Divine Lord Vasudeva, and I offer my humble salutations again and again.
In an instant it grew as large as a mountain. His eyes blazed like fire, and his body radiated the light of 1,000 suns. The gods, astonished, folded their hands and spoke. This is no ordinary being. This is Lord Hari Vishnu himself, who has now appeared in the form of a boar to rescue the earth goddess. The gods looked at each other in amazement. Spontaneously they exclaimed, "Victory to Lord Hari! Victory to the great boar!" Lord Varaha let out a thunderous roar that echoed through all 3 worlds. That roar was a sign of hope for the gods and a signal of fear for the demons. Roaring, Lord Varaha leapt into the Garbhodaka ocean. The depths of the Garbhodaka ocean were silent. In those unfathomable dark waters, a radiant form was now descending. With his roar, Lord Varaha tore through the darkness. Now hidden in the womb of the ocean, the earth goddess became visible. She had a lotus-like face, but her radiance had faded, as if the very life of creation had sunk into the waters. With great love, Lord Varaha lifted Mother Earth with his tusks and held her in his divine hands. In an instant, the waters became calm and celestial music began to resonate in the sky. But just then, a tremendous roar echoed from the depths of the water, and divine music began to resonate in the sky. But just then, a tremendous roar echoed from the depths of the water, and the ocean began to boil once again. It was Hiranyaksha. He saw that Bhudevi was now safe, and his face turned red with anger. He roared, "Stop, Vishnu! Do you think you can take this earth away from me?" Lord Varaha replied in a calm yet firm voice, "Hiranyaksha, Bhudevi is the foundation of all living beings. Without her, the very existence of creation will be in danger. To imprison her is unrighteous." Hiranyaksha laughed. "Unrighteous? I am the master of power. Righteousness is what belongs to the victor." Saying this, he raised his mace. Hiranyaksha roared and struck at Varaha. It was inevitable. Thunder rumbled in the sky. "This arrogance of yours will be the cause of your destruction. Now, for the establishment of righteousness, your end is necessary." Hiranyaksha trembled with rage. He raised his mace, spun it in the sky, and hurled it at Lord Varaha with tremendous force. There was an explosion at the very beginning, but Lord Varaha remained steadfast. Compassion shone in his smile, and a divine radiance glowed in his eyes. The Lord spun his mace, which appeared like a streak of lightning swirling through the cosmos. It collided with Hiranyaksha's mace. The clash of the 2 weapons thundered, the waves of the ocean rose high, and the sky trembled. Hiranyaksha, enraged, said, "Vishnu, you have come to protect the gods, but your end is certain here." Lord Varaha replied, "Demon, whether god or asura, it is everyone's duty to uphold righteousness. Whoever abandons righteousness meets their destruction. Today, your end will serve as proof of that very truth." The battle between the demon and the god was extraordinary. At times, Hiranyaksha launched fierce attacks, while at other times, Lord Varaha shook the heavens with his roars. The gods watched in stunned silence. To them, this was not just a battle, but a dance of creation and destruction. Hiranyaksha roared again, "Vishnu, if you are truly a god, then defeat me with your weapon." Lord Varaha replied, "Demon, it is the weapon of your own deeds that will now be turned against you." He lifted his mace as heavy as a mountain, and with a single blow, struck it upon Hiranyaksha. The blow was so powerful that the directions trembled. Lightning struck from the sky, and a massive wave rose in the ocean. Hiranyaksha staggered, the fire of anger fading from his eyes. He said, "Vishnu, you have emerged victorious." Lord Varaha looked up to the sky. Bhudevi was now calm, safe, and radiant. He lifted her upon his tusks and gently placed her back in her rightful place. He struck Hiranyaksha. The blow was so powerful that the directions trembled. Lightning struck from the sky and a massive wave rose in the ocean. Hiranyaksha staggered. The fire of anger in his eyes began to fade. He said, "Vishnu, you have been victorious." Lord Varaha looked up towards the sky. Bhudevi was now calm, safe, and radiant. He lifted her on his tusks and gently placed her back in her position. Lord Varaha said, "Whenever unrighteousness increases, I will incarnate again to re-establish righteousness. This is the law of creation." Saying this, Lord Varaha himself departed towards Vishnu Lok. But at the same time, there was turmoil in the realm of the demons. When Hiranyakashipu received the news that his brother Hiranyaksha had been slain by Vishnu himself, his heart burned with the fire of revenge. This is where a new divine play begins, the tale of the Narasimha incarnation. You will find the link to that next story in the I button above. If this story touches your heart, please like, share, and subscribe so that you are the first to receive our next divine tale. Victory to Lord Varaha. Victory to Lord Hari Vishnu. Victory to Lord Narasimha.